assume that this is the final register or you are still scanning through? Because we are very worried. You know, much as the law says towards 14 days towards the elections, that's when you give the final. But it's also kind of brings suspicion to this time when you are, taking us through these biometric machines, and yet you are still, scanning through the register. I would have assumed that by this time round, we would be having at least data on the final list of the number of voters that we do expect. So we need to really learn from you, all update us on how far have you gone when in as far as having the final national register in regarding voters.
Well, there is something you have analyzed.
For coming to educate us about this voter verification machine. My concern is, this is technology. I would like you to assure us that there will be a person conversant with this technology within reach, that in case of anything, they will come and deal with the machine so that there are no delays. And if these machines run probably on battery, that there will be sufficient, like enough batteries at each station so that there are no delays, there are no long lines that frustrate voters. That is the assurance I would like to hear from you. You may not have an IT person at each polling station, but they should be within reach, that they can come in time to deal with any technical anything, so that we cure the delays and the long queues. I thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think let's have...
See that there's no proof, so I'm requesting EC that you educate us on how far from the polling station we should be after voting. Because the polling stations are designated, we need to hear from you how far away after voting we should be from the polling station, because that congestion around the polling station is one that allows for people to run away with ballot boxes, irrespective of party. I do not want anyone here to accuse party A or party B, but when we allow that crowding at the polling station, that is how come we get people running away with things. That is my view.
Thank you, Honourable Member. Honourable Members, kindly allow the Electoral Commission to respond to the issues raised, so we can then, yes. Let the Electoral Commission handle this set, then we can go back again.
Is this demonstration limited to only us, members of parliament, or you're going to invite everyone in our, like, candidates, party leaders in our respective districts or constituencies to benefit from this? Because I might not be able to train the other side. Are you going to do this, or it ends here? One other thing. In the last by-election, the Kawempe North election, that one, in one parish where Mbogo, there were 6 polling stations. Then SFC, dressed in civilian clothes, they came and stole the boxes. They put them in the middle of the field because it was like a playground. And they started, after voting, at the time, SFC, a minister with the help of SFC, they stole the boxes. They brought them in the middle of that playfield. They started kicking them. They attacked polling assistants. And such can happen again. And yes, they just cancelled. And really, this process is in your hands. You have the laws, you have the guidelines, but that happened. So we want to know, because you came to demonstrate, but there are very fundamental questions that we need to hear what you have to say. Because 6 polling stations, they kind of affect the whole constituency, not so? Especially for people. So we want to know how prepared, if they steal the machines, how are we going to verify the ballot papers? Because some people here in this country, did you read the Animal Farm? They feel very powerful. So they might come and just disorganize where they feel like they are not winning. So they are powerful.
Thank you.
So
You can go home at the moment, then after we have closed the polling, then you can come back and witness the counting. You have some things to do at home, please. You can go home and then come back later after.
That are being recruited. Some of them are cadres with instructions to distract this process. We are aware. What will happen if somebody deliberately fails to use the machine? Somebody says number 1 has failed, number 2 has failed, number 3 has failed. What happens at a polling station when we totally fail to get somebody to run the machine, or if the machines totally fail? Shall we proceed using the manual, or the election immediately stops? What will happen? 2, what happens if goons come around and run away with the biometric machines, both of them? What will you do as the Electoral Commission? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Kanya. Honorable Kanya. Let's have Honorable Kanya and then Honorable Nabukenya. Yes, in that order.
You've dealt away with the duplications, but I've seen cases where those numbers are still there, the same names. What these people have done, they just change date of birth. One indicates that he's born on 2nd August 2020. Same person again, 8th February 2020. Same people. I've seen it in the register. And I've issued them with voter location receipt. How are you going to manage that process? Second, and this is the first time I've been through elections for some time, where I've seen people from different districts have gone to different districts. They have gone to different districts. And even the constituencies, different constituencies, now some people have been switched. So when they were issuing voter location slips, I've seen a number of people from, we're neighbors Sironko, from Sironko, they are in Ulamburi. Some in Ulamburi and in Sironko. I don't know this confusion. Constituency, you find one from Bulamburi constituency is found in Elgon North. Vice versa. How are you going to manage that process? And several cases, not one isolated.
Thank you. Thank you. I am
ICT. You told us that once a person votes, there is no way he can be detected that a person finished voting here because it was linked only on this machine. Okay? By that we meant that nobody is following the voting, okay? But there is this second gadget here, which you have said that for it is linked to this. That for it is following that so and so is voting, has already finished voting, right? Is there a possibility that there is another machine down, which is this one is seated on, which is also following that voting is taking place? Because you have denied that there is one following whether you have voted, but this machine is already following that somebody has already voted under this machine. Isn't it also possible there is another machine which is at EC or somewhere in Kololo, which is following somebody who has already voted? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. I think let's have like 3. Then we shall have responses.
Yeah, thank you so much. I fall under the special interest groups. I don't know whether the equipment that you have has it, or I go out.
Because you indicated that the ballot papers will be scanned at the end. But I wanted to know, because remember you're going to use these machines, and by close of day, as you're going to count, it will have been used for some hours. So what happens in that instance where the machine fails and yet the ballot, people will have cast their ballots? Because I hope it is not going to, because we've seen this before, where You bring these equipments, and then at the end of the day, they say the equipment has failed. Now we are going to go money. It has happened before. So I want assurance from you that this biometric machine will actually be functional even at the end of voting as you are going to start counting. And what happens if it fails? Because you can also come up as the Electoral Commission. We have seen you contradicting yourselves. In one case you say this, another you say the other. So what happens when at the end you now say the biometric machine has failed, so we are just going to count what is here? I just want to know.
Okay, thank you, Honorable.
Because these are possibilities.
A quick one. There is the owner.
We would like to allay your fears. This system, if you don't have limbs, we also have a facial recognition. All these questions are coming because we've not yet demonstrated, by the way. Do you know we've not yet started the demonstration? We've not started. If I may, through you, moderator, after my boss has responded, if you would allow us to demonstrate, then the questions come. It would really be, yes. Okay. Well noted, well noted. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, we had earlier answered that the data we receive will grade polling station. We know which one is the best quality. And if they are completely degraded, the machine is not able to read them, we do the face. And we are able to read what is on the face and to uniquely identify you. There was a question on issuance of ballot papers. You'll be seeing from the demo when we scan. The clarification I would like to provide is that for the kit, for this kit that we have, it has two databases inside. One for the voters, one for the ballots. And they are not linked to each other. So when you come to vote and we issue a ballot, we do not tag the ballot paper to the voter. It just takes a record that this ballot has been issued. It doesn't even take a timestamp because we can trace backwards on who voted first. No, the database for the ballots. No timestamp, and it does not order. It is random, arranged so that we don't trace back the ballot that you finally ticked to the voter. So I wanted to clarify on that issue. There are issues which have been raised. I think I'll leave the commissioners will answer later. The operational issues maybe Samuel Chinji will answer, is the head of election management. But what I'd wanted to clarify on the register we're going to use today, we received a list of 556 members of parliament. But for this demo, we extracted the data that is on this kit is for 375 honorable members. The reason is we also want to showcase for those who are not within the register what happens. So with those few words, I would like moderator, we go direct into the demo. For purposes of this demo, we are going to do the first 60 people. Okay, then we show you how we close the process so that it is easy for you to understand from end to end, then we shall restart after that point. So thank you very much, and over to you, moderator, so that we start.
Thank you very much. We also have in our midst the Honorable Minister, Margaret Mohanga. You're most welcome, Honorable Minister, and we're happy to have you in our midst. So we are going to have the demonstration, and then later the questions can come in. Thank you.